This is The Fix.
So I'm Rachel Gandy. I'm the Chief of Staff at the Texas Juvenile Justice Department. And at TJJD, we can really divide our staff into two buckets. So we have staff who directly support youth, directly support and supervise youth, and then staff who support staff. So I fall into that second bucket, and my role really is to make sure that our employees, and really by extension our volunteers, have what they need to fulfill our public safety mission. So then TJJD more generally is the state's standalone juvenile justice agency. I think when we come to mind, people tend to think about our direct supervision responsibilities. So they think about our 5 secure facilities, our 3 halfway houses, and our parole services. But in addition to that work, we also work really closely with our county partners. So our county juvenile probation departments across the state carry about 98% of the system. So we support them through grant opportunities, through oversight and technical assistance, so that they are able to support youth locally and keep youth as shallow as appropriate, so that they can avoid moving deeper into the system as that is safe for both the youth and communities. Yeah, so I think there are opportunities all over the place. So there are opportunities within our 5 secure facilities and halfway houses. There are opportunities with our paroled youth. And then, as I mentioned, there are those 164 county juvenile probation departments, and they cover the entire state. And so I think we also have people who maybe say to us, well, I don't live next to a secure facility, so I guess this won't be a good fit. I promise there's a fit for you. Because we have so many county youth who are looking for that support as well. But one of the things that we're working really hard on as a system is becoming one system. So people often think about juvenile justice and they think about the state side, but really, again, counties are carrying the vast majority of the system on their shoulders. And so I do want to, as we move forward, think about ways that when there are people who are wanting to work with this particular population of youth, that we're also partnering with counties and we're seeing where those opportunities can be opened up so people are supporting them as well. I think there are tons of opportunities out there. It's just making sure that we're all kind of speaking with one voice and on the same page. There's a wide range. It can look like support groups that we offer to our youth, interest and hobby groups. Faith-based services are a really popular thing that come into our facilities, and mentoring is also really popular. But I really think, end of the day, whether we're talking about that long-term mentoring relationship or even you're coming in as a volunteer for a one-day event, what we're hoping to do is expand opportunities for our youth to develop the skills that they're going to need when they leave us. So when they go out into the community safely and successfully, so that they stay out of system involvement. And to make that happen, they need these opportunities to simply connect positively with other people, to flex those emotional regulation skills that they're learning when they're with us and when they're with counties, and to prepare for a successful release. And so no matter the program, I think those are the things that we're trying to infuse into any volunteer opportunity. So our number one priority as an agency is public safety. So that does mean we have a multi-step process to become a volunteer, and I recognize that then takes time. But it's there to ensure that our staff, our youth, our communities are safe. So the whole process starts with an application, which you can find online. You submit that to us, and then we go through some background check processes. There are, I do want to say, some waivers within that process, some steps just in case. But then after you go through that process, we have an orientation. And that is to make sure that you have the information that you'll need to be successful once you step on campus or once you're working with our youth in the community. So that covers things like what are some of the state and federal regulations that we need to make sure we're abiding by, all the way down to like the more practical, what can and can't you bring into a facility. So we try to just make sure you have what you need, your questions are answered before you start. And then obviously we're there to help and support you throughout the experience too. So one of the things that I am hoping to see in the future is increasing the presence of credible messengers in our youth's lives too. So people who have been in their exact shoes and then have gone on to do excellent things in their communities. So we're working with a group right now to really build out a curriculum for what that could look like. And all of that is time that these young men are taking to go back really into an area where they were as youth themselves. These are people who themselves were, at the time it was TYC, the Texas Youth Commission, that they were in those facilities, and they're wanting to come back to impact the youth who are there today and to build out these sort of mentoring relationships to have a point of connection not only when the youth are in the facility but also as they transition out. And I think it can just be incredibly powerful to see someone who looks like you, who's been through what you've been through, and to really guide you through the process. So that's what we're trying to increase at the moment. So I really think that impact is immeasurable, and I'm a person who's all about like data and performance measures, but it's hard to measure what that means to a youth. And so I was talking with our staff too about like throughout their tenure, what are some examples that pop up as really meaningful? And the common thread was the power of showing up for another person, of being a listening ear, of serving as an example, and really providing support that's grounded in the support and the structure and the nurture that our youth need. And so I think it's creating another opportunity for youth to develop trust and develop the skills that they need to maintain that trust that will absolutely serve them once they get back home. First and foremost, the hope is that we're able to staff up our facilities so that our staff can adequately support volunteers too, because transparently we do have to make sure that staff are providing supervision as volunteers are on campus as well. So if there are people who are like, I not only want to volunteer, I want to be with these kids all the time, apply, come work with us, we would love to see it. But I think volunteer-wise, would love to see an increase in that presence of credible messengers as we build that out and really show youth the ways that they can impact their community when they leave us. We're also working on expanding career and technical education opportunities for our youth, so we can give them an idea of what are all the careers that are available to them in the world, so they can start developing those skills while they're with us. And then last is making sure that we're creating that connection to the counties too. So if there are opportunities that you're wanting to pursue that maybe we don't have available at the moment, then we can also work on connecting you with counties that may be able to use your time and talent as well.